Hey everyone, welcome to the replay. I know it has been a hot minute since I have been on here, and I apologize for that. Let's see, as you're hopping on, if you will say hello. All right. Let's see here. Just getting some things sprinkled over here. How is everyone doing tonight? I know all of my followers are probably like, what in the world? She's actually live. I know. I am so sorry. Life has been crazy. But I did just want to hop on here and say hello. And hey, Missy, I will see you this weekend. And I'm really excited about that. All right. All right, now I think I've got everything fixed and figured out here. So anyway, how is everyone doing? One, as you're popping in, if you will say hello, and if you would do me a super big favor, down at this corner, there is a little button that starts with an S. If you would click that and sprinkle this video to your friends and family, I would greatly appreciate it. If this is your first time catching us live, if you will comment with a #1. If you've been with us, you've watched us live, if you would comment with a 2. And then if you're catching me live, if you see the little live button right about there, if you will comment #live, and if you're catching the replay, if you would just comment #replay, just so that I know how everyone is watching. I have missed being with you guys. I do apologize for being MIA. Did not have COVID, but caught a little bit of a sinus / acid reflux attack issue. And so that had me down for the last couple weeks, and just, I'm on the flip side of that. So I am really excited, but no, I did not have the COVID. I'm very glad about that. So anyway, the project that we are going to do tonight is we're going to be using our fall minis, our little Halloween minis here. We're going to be using the spider web, and what we're going to do is I got this really cute little boo from the Dollar Tree, and we are going to paint it with our chalk paste, and then I'm going to also use the spider web on here to kind of accent it a little bit. So I just wanted to show you another neat way you can use your chalk paste and your stencils. Like I said, I got this little guy. I got 2 of them, and I got it from the Dollar Tree for $1. And all it takes is a little bit of chalk paste and a stencil or 2, and you can make this absolutely adorable. I also have some ribbon here that I also got at Dollar Tree. I have some of this orange check, and then I've got some shiny purple and orange, and I'm going to try a refabbed bow. Brooke Riley is the owner of Refabbed, and she came up with this refabbed bow, and I've been watching her and absolutely love the bows that she makes, so I'm going to give it a shot. Not real sure how it's going to come out, but we're going to give it a shot anyway. The colors that I'm considering on using tonight are our lime green, our pumpkin, some of our white, and our pansy. So kind of our little stripe there. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do our B is going to be in purple. One of our O's is going to be in orange. The other one's going to be in green. And then the exclamation point is going to be purple. And then I'm going to use the white for our spider web. Sorry, I had a little bit of a brain freeze there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tilt you guys down so that you can see what's going on, and doing a little bit of a different setup tonight, so hopefully this will work. So I'm just gonna pull you guys down like that so you can see. So there's my little boo. I just want to make sure that you guys are seeing what I'm seeing. Okay, you are. Okay, just wanted to check on my iPad to make sure that you guys were seeing what I'm able to see. So, and then I have my tacky towel, and love this guy. This guy we use for when we are linting up our stencils, and then the inside we can use when we're cleaning off a board or drying our stencils. So, first things first is we're going to lay this guy down, and we are going to get our pansy open first. And this is a brand new chalk paste, as you can see. So we are going to try to get this open without making a mess, but good luck with that. I don't do very well at opening these things. I don't like the foils. Well, you know what? We're just going to make a mess. Because I'm not quite sure of another way to open this without making a mess. So, hey Deb, how are you, my friend? I was hoping you would catch me. All right. So, we're gonna leave that like that. I'm gonna grab me a Clorox wipe and clean off my hands. I make such a mess when I'm opening these things. All right, you know what? I'm gonna try and turn on my other light here and see if that helps a little bit. So there's not quite a shadow. Like I said, I'm trying a new setup tonight, so we'll see how this goes. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is, now that my purple pansy is open, I'm gonna take one of my stir sticks, and I'm just gonna get this stirred up really well. And that pretty much came all nice and stirred up. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of these little trays that I got from the dollar store, and I'm going to take a little bit of my purple, and I'm going to put it in the container like so. Get a little bit more, because I'm going to make a watercolor out of it is what I'm going to do. So then I'm going to grab my water bottle, and I am going to just spray some water in there. And I'm going to grab, you know what, I'm actually going to use my stir stick that I used in the purple and get that kind of all stirred up. Make myself some purple paint. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my brush, which I got from the dollar store. And I may be regretting that choice, but okay. So I'm going to grab some of that purple on my brush, and I'm going to paint my bee. And I will probably have to put a couple coats on here to get it to where I like. Because I really don't want any of that brown underneath to show through. Hey, Joan. Thanks for popping on. Okay. You still with me? Oh, I'm so sorry. The hubby called and he is on his way back. I apologize for that. And I have a... Okay. So there is my purple. And I really do love the coverage. And this is just from using our chalk paste and adding a little bit of water to it. And you can paint with it, which is super, super awesome. I love that fact. Okay. So I'm going to grab my Clorox wipe and I'm going to clean out my brush here, because I'm going to use this again, hopefully I can get it all cleaned out. I have a couple other brushes, but I really kind of want to stick with one brush. Alright, now I'm going to grab, you know what, I'm going to do our green next. So I'm going to open our lime green. And again, I have a foil lid, but this one seems to be going to open easier, which I'm kind of glad for. Some open really easy, some do not. Okay. And I'm going to squeegee some of that in. All right. So there's our green. I'm going to clean up my hands here a little bit. Okay. So now I'm going to grab another one of my stir sticks. And I'm going to get in there and stir this up really well. And yesterday was Stir It Up Sunday for our chalk paste, but these guys weren't open, so I did not stir them up. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to dip some of my chalk paste into my container here. And again, I'm going to spray some water. Oh well. I'm going to spray a little bit of water in there. I'm going to use my stir stick again and get it all mixed up. Okay. So now I'm going to grab my paintbrush again and I'm going to start. Got some in the back there. And this is probably why I should have a towel or something down on my desk, because then I wouldn't have these little crazy things happening. But I don't, so oh well. Sometimes these things happened. Okay, so there. Now we've got the O in view. So now I'm going to grab my paintbrush again. Get a little bit of the green. And I'm going to start. I'm not going to get real close to that purple until I'm just about done. I want to get the rest of this. Oh yeah, that would be a good idea, Deb. But I don't quite think of those things. 'Cause I don't know why. I just don't. I think of those things after the fact. Okay. So there's coat 1 of our green O. I'm going to go in here and try to get this a little bit darker. And actually, I'm going to dip in my paste a little bit and kind of make this a little bit darker. Okay. And there is our O. And now I'm going to let that dry. I'm going to go ahead and clean off my brush. All right, and now the next color we're going to use is our orange. All right, and I've used our orange before, and you can see it's a little clumpy. I'm going to go ahead and get some water sprayed in here. And I'm going to take another one of my stir sticks and get that, start getting that all stirred up. Man, I am just messy tonight. this is kind of goopy. I don't remember this. I guess I didn't stir this one yesterday. I thought I got them all. But the goop is telling me I didn't. All right, I'm gonna get some more water in there. And I'm just working to get this all stirred up, to get this to be the consistency of frosting in a can or yogurt. But because I'm going to be adding water to this, and I'm not really using this on my actual stencils, I really don't have to worry about getting it quite to that consistency. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of this and get it into my palette, and I'm going to squeegee off the rest and set it aside. Stick that in there. And then I'm going to, again, take my spray bottle, get some water in there, take my squeegee, or not my squeegee, my stir stick, and mix that water in until I've got a really nice watercolor. Okay. Okay. So now, actually what I'm going to do, I'm going to use this brush again. I may regret this, but I think I've got it cleaned off enough. Okay. So here comes our orange. And I am going to be careful up there around that green. I do want to be careful up here because I don't want a muddy color. Oops. Missed and hit the desk. I do like this orange, and I do like it to be a little bit brighter. Okay. And I think that looks good. All right, so now we've got our 3 colors done. Now I am going to go back to the purple to do our exclamation point. I think I have enough on here. Oh, maybe not. Trying to be very careful here on this exclamation point. Definitely. Okay. So there is our lovely little boo. Oops. as I'm making more of a mess. All right. So can you guys see all of that? Let me pull it down here. So there's our boo. So our purple and our green and our orange. All right. So I'm going to sit my brush aside. And yes, you can tell these are cheap little brushes because they're totally falling apart and everything. So I'm going to go ahead and try to clean up my hands a little bit more. That's if I can get my Clorox wipes out. Ugh. You guys, I am so sorry. I am like a mess tonight. Alright, you know what? I've got another whole container up above me. So I'm going to just stand and get the new container. Ow. Alright, there we go. Just a little bit of a hot mess. Alright, now. And of course, the new ones are going to be a pain. There we go. And I'll keep those out because I'm sure I will use them tonight. Alright, just trying to clean up my fingers so that when I touch it, when I touch the project, I'm not leaving other colored marks everywhere. Okay. I'm going to clean off my brush again. I won't really need it again, and that'll be fine. But I just don't want the paste to get clumpy and stick in there. And then, you know, I don't want my jars to get clumpy either, so I'm going to go ahead and get them closed up because we won't be using them anymore. So I'm going to grab my purple lid, and we're going to clean up the green. But like I said, this is super, super easy. It's a lot of fun, and it doesn't take a lot of work. It makes it super, and it's easy, you know, clean up. It's just a disinfectant wipe is all it takes to, you know, clean up your stir sticks, your squeegees, even your stencils. It does not take a whole lot to clean up your stuff once you're done. So it's easy crafting, easy cleanup. And I know sometimes, you know, when you're crafting, you hate to craft because you're like, oh, the cleanup. But as you can see, just in that little bit of time, I was able to clean up my stir sticks and was able to close up the lids of my chalk paste. And then these guys are ready to go. I can use them again. You know, even if I needed to use them in this project. And I just wanted to clean up a little bit while my letters are drying, because I am going to be putting a stencil over top of them. So I did want to make sure that they are nice and dry, because I just don't want those colors to pull up at all. Okay, let's see here. I think it's just about dry. And if I wanted to wait to clean up, I could. I could also take my heat tool, which is this guy right here, and I could, you know, get it dry a lot quicker. But I just thought, you know, while that's taking the time to dry, I would just clean up a little bit. And, you know, that just saves some time later. Okay, so now the edge of that purple is, the edge of the exclamation point I just found out is not dry. So I think what I am going to do is I am going to plug in my heat tool, just because I need to make sure that all of the chalk paste is dry, because it will pull up. If it's not, it'll pull up. I have such a mess at my craft station. It would just be so nice if I had a crafting area to where it wasn't quite so crazy with all the cords and plugs and everything. All right, now I think we've got this. All right, I'm gonna just go ahead and zap this for a few seconds just to make sure that it is all completely dry, because I do not want to put my stencil on here if this is not dry, because it will pull back up. Okay. All right. So now we have that all dry and taken care of. Okay. Now for the next step is we're going to grab our set of stencils. Just going to get these opened. I've not used these. Hey, if you're just popping in, if you'll say hello so I know that you're here. I'm starting to see people popping on, but I can't see who you are unless you say hello. Let's see here. No, Missy, I don't think you and Deb have ever met. Okay, so I'm going to lift this up and just cut. I don't want to cut the back because I like to be able to keep my sheets in full sheets. So I'm just cutting on the cut lines here so that I can get to my little, what do you call it? My spider web. And then I'm just going to cut down this side. So I'm basically just cutting this out of the middle, but I'm saving the backer sheet. Now you could cut these into individuals. If at all possible, I like to keep them all on the same backer sheet. But sometimes I'm just in a hurry and I just don't care to do that. but since I have a little bit of time tonight, I'm going to do that. Because then once I clean this off, because these are reusable, they're silkscreen reusable stencils, I can just clean it off and put it right back down where it came from. So this is going to be the stencil that we use. And I'm going to grab my tacky towel because as you can see, this is real sticky. And I don't want it to be quite that sticky with sticking it down on some chalk paste. So I'm just going to lay this on my tacky towel and I'm going to lay it down and pull it up a couple times just to take some of that stick off. And this is what we call linting or fuzzing. I like to use the word linting. Some people call it fuzzing. But it just gets a little bit of lint on there. I don't know if you can see that at all. But it just makes it so it doesn't stick as much. Okay. So the first place, actually, I'm going to be putting a bow up here. So I'm going to kind of start down here in the middle with our spider web. And I'm not going to put the whole spider web on. I'm just going to do a little bit of it. So I'm going to lay this down, making sure there are no air bubbles in our silk screened areas. And I'm going to get our bright white chalk paste. And I'm going to add a little bit of water to it. Grab another one of my stir sticks. And I'm going to get that water mixed in here. This jar was one of the very first jars that I got. It came in my starter kit. And I started with Magnolia Design Company back in January. So if that tells you anything. And I'm still working on my first jar of white. And if you watch any of my videos, I use a lot of white and I use a lot of our Tiffany teal. Those are pretty much the two colors that I am set on, that I do a lot with. So this will show you how far. Hey Rhonda, welcome aboard. This will show you how long a jar of chalk paste will last you if you keep it stirred up and you take good care of it. Like I said, I just ordered another one because I thought it was going to run out, but this is still my first jar from my starter kit. So I'm going to just take a little bit of this white and I'm going to take one of our squeegees and I'm going to just squeegee this over the silk screened areas, making sure all of the areas are covered. And then I'm just going to pull up from the middle and voila. So there's our first one. Then I'm going to come down here. And again, I'm going to push this all on, making sure that there's no bubbles. And it's not going to be the whole stencil. Oh, Rhonda, I'm so sorry. Back pain is no fun, but I'm glad you joined in. I know I've been gone for like what seems like forever. And there's number 2. And it smudged a little bit right there, but you know what? I'm not real worried about it because they're spider webs. It really does not matter. And then I'm going to go right here. And I'm going to get a little bit on both of these. And I'm going to go ahead and peel that up. And so there's another one. And I'm going to put one more down here on the very, very bottom. If you guys like what you're seeing, if you will throw some thumbs up and some hearts, and if you would sprinkle this video, I would really appreciate it. just gonna grab, all right, and I'm gonna pull this up, and voila. And that one did smudge quite a bit more, but that's okay. You know, the way that looks, to be honest with you, it just looks like a spider kind of was in a quick hurry. And I'm not real concerned about that. But I am going to show you here real quick how to clean up your stencils while we're waiting on those to dry. Just spray with some water. And I'm going to grab a, whoops, you guys are out of frame. Hold on. So I just sprayed it with some water. I'm going to take a Clorox wipe. And I'm just going to wipe this off. And I'm going to pull it up. And wipe off the back. And now that I somewhat have that, I'm going to go ahead and just lay it down here on my table. Clean up that side. Clean up that side. Clean up my table. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to spider eggs. Yes, yes, there you go. I'm going to lay it in here in my tacky towel. And I'm just going to fold this over and dry it up. Spider eggs, yes. Love the idea. And I'm going to move it over and I'm going to fold it in there again. And now it's all dry and it is all clean. So then all I'm going to do is I'm going to pull my backer sheet back in here. And I'm going to lay this just, I think it goes this way. Just like so. And voila. And that's how easy your cleanup is. You know, you can clean up while you're in the process of letting stuff dry. I'm going to go ahead and scrape off this edge so I can get it all back mixed in there. It is a little dry, but that's okay. All right. So I'm going to just get this all squeegeed off. I'm going to get a little bit of water in there. And then I'm going to close it up. All right, so there is all of that. So I'm going to go ahead and clean up my stir stick and my squeegee, and then we're going to start working on the bow. Because I want to try a refabbed bow. I don't know if any of you have seen Brooke Riley from Refabbed, but she is amazing. Like, I absolutely love watching her. I love the ideas she comes up with. And a lot of her ideas are all from Dollar Tree projects. And I absolutely love it. Okay, so far here is our little boo. What do you guys think? Yes, no, maybe so? I left this part up here because I am going to be putting some ribbon up there just to kind of spruce it up a little bit. So I'm going to sit that to the side and let that dry. And then we're going to get started on our bow. So I'm going to use some of this orange plaid. I'm going to I'm going to cut 2 strands of it. Oh, my crazy scissors. Okay, I grab 2 strands of that, and then I'm going to grab some of this sparkly orange. Goodness gracious, this stuff doesn't want to cut at all. There we go. And I'm going to grab some of this. And I'm going to grab some of our purple. And I am going to put the purple in between the 2 oranges. And I'm going to grab 2 strips of this. And I need to grab, I want my container back here. Where's my, nope. Where is it? Okay, I feel it. There it is. Some of my jute twine. Okay, so how I'm going to stagger these is I'm going to put the orange sparkly on the bottom, and I'm just going to crisscross them, and then I'm going to put the purple sparkly, and then I'm going to put our orange check, gingham, whatever you want to call it. All right, then I'm going to cut a piece of twine, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay this like so. I'm going to grab it and flip it over. I want to make sure you guys are all in frame. And you could make this as big as you wanted. You could continue layering it with a bunch of different colors. You could just continue stacking these colors, but I'm just going to make a tiny little bow. And so I've got this in the middle, and I'm going to tie it real tight. I want to make this real tight. I'm going to tie it in a knot, but I want it to be super, super tight. And then you just flip out your edges like so, and then you just fan out your pieces just like so. And then what you can do is bring this back in, and you can glue it like so, just like that. Or what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip this over right here on the edge of this bee, and I'm going to tie it in a knot like so. And I'm going to clip off. And once when I have my glue gun fired up again, then I will go ahead and probably glue this down a little bit so that it stays a little bit more permanent. So you have just your little bow like so. And you just kind of got to play with it and fan it out and whatever. So anyhow, here is our little boo. And just so you know, any project that you see that I make is for sale. If you're interested in purchasing anything that you see, if you will either send me a private message, or if you will just comment here on this post and I can reach out to you. But anyhow, here is our project for tonight and our cute little boo. And you know what? I'm going to bring you guys back up to me. So I hope you guys loved this project, liked it. But this is our boo. And you know what? Let me get it. There you go. So now you can see what it actually looks like. But there's the little boo with the bow and the spider webs. And as I think Rhonda was the one that said it, are spider eggs down here, right there. So anyhow, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you guys taking the time out of your evening to join me, and I will be back soon. I'm hoping to do a live again tomorrow night to kind of make up for some of the ones that I missed. So anyhow, be kind of watching for some notification of me going live tomorrow. Hope you all have a wonderful night, and thanks for watching. Bye. There we go.